Anyway, moving on to Thursday's Mirror. Now, this is an interesting one. Gordon Brown warning of a revolution, Josh.
Yeah, this is a little bit over-egged. So they say there's going to be... Gordon Brown says there's going to be a national uprising if Tories slash benefits for the poor. I suspect what there will be a new government in 2 years. Also, a lot of the... I should say what they're planning to do is to cut benefits in line with wage growth as opposed to inflation.
When Boris Johnson had said that he was going to increase benefits in line with inflation, he'd made that clear, right?
He made that very clear. They're talking about possibly back. She certainly hasn't said that she's going to go along with that policy, but a lot of Tories are saying you've got to. But
this is the question. She, as it says in the article here, she has refused to rule it out. That's not the same as saying that she's definitely going to pursue this particular line. We don't know yet, actually.
We don't know, but this is the thing. You know, when we talk about benefits, the idea is, you know, it's sort of brought out, oh, we're talking about these people with 20 kids and they're ripping off the system and they're idle and whatever. The reality is 40% of people on tax credits have a job. And they have a low-pay job, and it doesn't pay... It's not enough money to pay for all of their... Just to have a normal life, to stay off food banks, to pay for the heating.
Bring you in on that, because as a right-winger, or a supporter of trusts at least, can we say that?
Not really, but go on.
OK, but isn't there a point to be made here? What Josh is saying is absolutely right. You know, you can be on universal credit. You've already got a job, but it just doesn't pay enough. I mean, these people are really struggling.
I've been in that position as well. It's absolutely true. Our country's so broken. You can have a job and you still need benefits to top it up. Loads of people are in that position. And, of course, I massively sympathise. And that's where Suella Braverman was a bit tone-deaf on that. But, yeah, this problem with the...
what did Suella Braverman say?
Oh, she said that she was talking about people not in work, but it's not really people not in work. She said people should be working, but the problem is these people are working. So that was the issue.
I suppose the trouble is there will be some people who are idle, but most people are working their damnedest and they just can't earn enough.
Exactly. Right? Most people are trying hard. The thing about this benefits, the real terms cut or whatever, you know, in line with inflation, It's come from Gordon Brown saying this. Gordon Brown, some people think, set a booby trap with that tax rate because he changed the top rate of tax just before he left. And now, years later, it's erupted and destroyed trust. So that's quite interesting. But also, they needed somewhere to cut, didn't they? Because they've got what critics will call the $45 billion unfunded tax plan, because they've done it all through borrowing rather than cut. So they need somewhere to cut. But obviously, politically, this looks terrible when you've had that, even though it's been U-turned, you had that top rate of tax, but you haven't raised the benefits in line with inflation. It looks politically bad, and that's why so many people are against it.
Scrapping the cap on bankers' bonuses as well. I mean, just in terms of pure PR...
Exactly.
You know, you're talking about how she's talking about, you know, helping the working people. Are there mixed messages here, Josh?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course it is. That's why it makes no sense. She talked in her speech about the people who wake up in the morning at the crack of dawn. These are the people who do that. The people who work at Tesco's and the supermarkets. They're the ones. And even with their income, even after their full day, they still don't earn enough money to live their life with... you know, respect.
Nick, I mean, some of the figures in this article are quite shocking. I mean, this is the Resolution Foundation saying that this real terms cut to the welfare state would leave a single adult £391 worse off, a single parent of one £607 worse off, and a working family with 2 children £1,000 and 61 worse. I mean, those kind of figures, when you're poor, when you're on the poverty line, that's the difference between being able to eat and not, right?
Yes, I've been on benefits. It's very tough. This is why many of the party are against it. Everyone from Lord Frost to Gove to Estimate Vade to Penny Mordaunt. So this is probably why something will be changed on this.
Yeah.
I appreciate what they're trying to do. They're trying to go for growth. They didn't spec it out properly. They didn't explain what they were doing properly. Financial markets have kind of overreacted. So it's been a disaster. But I do at least appreciate the principle that you can't tax your way to growth. That's the principle.
Yeah, I mean, Josh, there is something to that, isn't there? I mean, ultimately, the messaging maybe was pretty bad, you know, and they didn't really explain what they were trying to do particularly well. But on the other hand, if the economy does, if the economy does grow in the way that she hopes it will, that will trickle down to people. It will bring more people into the country, you know.
Well, it's a big if, and then again, there's never any guarantees that these people actually spend the money. There's actually idea because interest rates are going up, people save their money who are earning lots of money rather than spending it. The idea is that they, you know, build a new house at the bottom of their garden, which would employ new builders and this and that. But actually, if inflation's gone up that much, if interest rates have gone up that much, people might just save it. So there isn't any proof that it actually works.